I really don't like the fact that Sparks has feet. There's a mod to remove Sparks' feet and legs, which I might actually install in the next recording session as well, because it weirds me the frick out. I know it's nostalgia. I know if this was his original design, nobody would have batted an eye, but it just bothers me. It just, especially the fact that you can visibly see them just as your HP counter. It's not like a little detail. It's actually like pretty in your face, as you can see. It's weird. It weirds me out. So probably the removing tints mod definitely going to be added next episode. Removing Sparks' legs mod probably going to be added next episode. Yeah, so there's going to be a bit of a modding thing, which I didn't mention last episode, but all the mods I am going to be using, or will be using in these videos, they'll be linked down in the description, probably, if I don't forget. So, as of right now, that's only this skin, but as of next episode, that's probably going to improve to also include the no legs mod, and then the remove tints mod, or whatever the frick they're called. So, if you want to play Spyro the Dragon on PC, on Steam, with the same mods that I am, which I would very much recommend, because, again, it's a very nice design for Spyro, and the other two are just general, like, gameplay experience improvements. It's not even gameplay, it's just the way things look. Also, I don't think there's any way for me to regain Sparks in this stage, which might end up being a bit of an issue. Probably should... God damn it! Probably just fly down from here, right? That's just a better idea. Yeah, it is. So, Dr. Shemp, it's fairly short level, because we're already at the boss fight, and there's not a lot of like places for jumps here. It's a fairly short level. The only reason this is going to take longer is because I was sure that the chest with the lock was there. It's because the boss fight itself is a bit of a bitch. And with a bit of a bitch, I mean, I always die to this thing. And it's not even that difficult of a fight. It's just, I always have difficulty with it. And I don't know why. I do know why. Because, actually no, I don't. It's a very good question. I don't know why. Did we already look over here? Yes, we did. So, there's only 2 dragons in this stage, I believe. Only 1 dragon even, wow. And only 300 gems. So, we're already quite a way through this. And a lot of gems are going to come from Dr. Shemp himself here in a moment. So, what this guy does is he reminds me a lot of Papu Papu, actually. From Crash Bandicoot. I don't know why, actually. Again, I do know why. Has it been made easier? Or is this just, like, the first hit that's particularly easy? I'm probably gonna die here, and that's okay, because I'll get a full Sparks again. I think you might have been made easier. Which I don't mind whatsoever. Could you please turn... Yeah, you're gonna kill me, I know. Could you please turn around? Is my question. To you. And this is why I always have difficulty with him. Because maybe I just don't understand his patterns. Maybe that's my issue. I don't freaking know. I always have difficulty with this guy. The first hit's not an issue. The second hit, as you could see just a moment ago, definitely an issue. The third hit, hopefully not going to be an issue, probably will be. Okay, so what I need to do is I just need to stand here and do that. Just when he turns around. Okay, so maybe I just needed to apply 2 seconds of critical thinking. And... yeah, that's why he reminds me of Papu Papu. Because he does that. And Papu Papu also has a staff which he uses to turn around. So could you please... That's everything to this boss fight. So apparently I've just been a huge little bitch for my entire life, and this is actually a fairly easy fight. I swear, he's not that easy in the original game. He's not. Surely. I'm sure. It has to be easier. Right? Am I just a failure? I don't know, but what I do know is that that has been all for the Peacekeeper's homeworld. So let's go to... We can already go to Beastmakers as well. We're not going to do that. But if you 100% everything in the first couple of worlds, you can, I think, skip the second to last world. The very last world is Nazi's world, which obviously you do have to do. But the world before that, I think you can skip in its entirety. If you just... Maybe even after completing Magic Crafters. If you 100% everything. The game definitely is balanced around you not 100%ing it. Which is good, obviously. It's just the way I play this game always is to 100% it. And why did my fire button not work there? My fire button, I pressed it, should have gotten the egg, I didn't. So yeah, as you can see, I didn't get a gem there because I've done this before, this little part. And I could swear I'm hearing somebody walking around, which is weird because I'm home alone. So that's probably just me being paranoid. Or just people outside the house, which... I mean, I do live in like a neighborhood with other people, and those people do talk, and they do walk around on the street, and they do like have cars and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, this egg thief is actually being a bit of an annoyance for me. It's not a good egg thief. It's the only egg thief I ever have issues with in this game. That is, in other games, there's plenty of other. Okay. So apparently I'm just an idiot and he's very, very easy. Also, there is 2 eggs in this homeworld, which I think is the only place in the entire game. Wait, what? I didn't have a sparks? I did, in fact, not have a sparks, it seems. This is the only place in the entire game, I think, where there's 2 egg thieves in one area. I could be mistaken there, but I'm fairly certain that... Oh. In the original game, it's way more obvious that you have mallow clothing. It's not as obvious in this this version. I think if you do things properly, you can hit him. But yeah, usually he summons a big wall, and you have to go all the way around him, going up there through the left side. But if you aim properly with that little thing I just shot at him, which is not that difficult to do, to be honest, you can actually take him out and you don't have to do that. I think you still probably should go there because it probably has a couple of gems. But okay, so this egg thief also a bit of a bitch, but at least you can like cut corners here. He's just very, very fast. So you need to cut corners. Is the thing. You pretty much just need to run in a straight line. Through the middle of the circle, but not to the point where he reverses direction, because he does do that. And having a... I feel like... I know it's probably not the case. It's probably just a aesthetic mod, but I feel like this fire is bigger, and hence has a bigger hitbox. The chances of that actually being the case are close to 0. Not because it's impossible to mod, but because why would you? Why would you include that with a skin mod, right? This just makes no sense. I love this. I freaking love this part. This is one of the cutscenes I'm going to let play.
When you see arrows like these, you can charge along with them to begin a supercharge.
Supercharge? Excellent!
Go ahead, try it.
I don't know if I still have the footage of my like original Let's Play of the original game here, but the way Spyro does that in the original game, he's like, supercharge! It's quite funny. I thought they might like have a nod to that in this version of the game, in the reignited, but no, they improved it, and there's a lot of things here which were definitely like objectively improved, which just sadly kind of ignore the legacy of Spyro on the PlayStation 1, because there's a lot of things that have become more or less iconic for Spyro throughout the years, such as "Thank you for releasing me," which that's a thing that's, I think, in every single Spyro game there is a person that says "thank you for releasing me," at least every single main Spyro game, which is to say, this game obviously has quite a few of them. Then Riptor's Rage has one, I'm sure. I know where it is. I imagine Year of the Dragon probably has one as well. Supercharge has been changed, by the way, with mechanics between this game and the original. It's not that big a deal. And then Hero's Tale and the one we don't speak of. Dragonfly. Enter the Dragonfly. I think every single one of those games has a NPC saying "thank you for releasing me." Because in this game, there was a lot of dragons with placeholder dialogue, which just were, in the original version of this game, I should say, which were just "thank you for releasing me," and they didn't say anything else. No like personality whatsoever. And they changed that in this version of the game. In this version of the game, I think there still is one character which says "thank you for releasing me," but all the other ones have actually gotten unique dialogue, which, again, from a objective, like, critical point of view, that is better. I don't think anybody will dispute that. But it's a little bit too bad for, like, fans that do want a little bit of fan service there. It's just fun to get that fan service, you know? So, where is the last... It's all the way over there, of course. I mean, I'm assuming that there's only 300 in here, right? Yeah, there's no 400. And after that, I think we're just going to do one level, because the flight level might not take very long. Is it up here? I just got... Yes, it is. Please, for the love of God, stop putting... Also, stop hitting the microphone. Stop putting green gems in grass. It's annoying. I just... it's a little pet peeve of mine. I know there's parkour, alright? I know there's parkour. There's no levels over here, so we just enter here and then go immediately to the left, I think. I don't like this level. But we're gonna have to do it anyway, so might as well end the episode with it rather than start an episode with it. Also, I need to do one thing. I forgot to turn off the vignette, which I noticed during last episode's editing, made some of the scenes very, very dark. So what I'm going to do right as we're entering this level, any moment now, just wait and see. Exactly. Right as we enter this level, I'm going to go into the options menu and disable the vignettes, because it is still enabled and I don't want it to be enabled. So let's go to graphics, vignettes off. And that should be a lot brighter. It feels a lot brighter to me. I don't know if you guys can notice. You probably can. That combined with next episode having the tint removing mod, it's probably actually going to look so much better. The thing is, right, and it's a thing that I don't particularly enjoy about the Insane trilogy, Crash's HD trilogy, and this game also kind of does it in different ways, but it still does it. Because this whole tint thing is kind of on the same level to me as making things glow. Because for anybody who is like into 3D modeling, animation, or video editing, compositing, anything like that, you probably know that glow effects and blooming is fairly taxing on your GPU. it's not an easy thing to do for a computer, because it's a lot of calculations, a lot of detail goes into making something glow. And as such, now that we have like very powerful hardware, a lot of games decide to show off their power. I'm supposed to fly into there. I think I might have just... Yeah, that's just soft locked. What? A lot of games decide to throw in some glow because, at least as far as I can tell, they do it because it shows how powerful the machine is and how good they are at programming. I don't freaking know why they do it, they just do it a lot. So why don't you let me go in there? Is that just a bug? Is that a bug? That feels like a bug. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're actually supposed to go there through the other way. But I very much doubt it. Maybe the original game was bugged. What the fuck do I know? Anyway, so a lot of games, HD remakes, but also just generally modern games, will add a lot of like glow and blooming to their games. Because it looks good, and we've never been able to do this very much until now with powerful hardware. Just frickin' stop. Just stop. It makes your game lose all its charm, in my opinion. And the same goes with like the color tints here. It's I know it is to distinguish every single level from each other a little bit and give it a little bit of more cinematic feeling, and it goes together with the glow very well, which makes me sad. But just in general, I don't like it. I like the clean aesthetic, which these games are originally PlayStation 1 games, and those were very clean. There was a lot of like black in those, especially in Crash Bandicoot, because any pixel that's black doesn't have to be rendered. So are you just... I don't understand. I think this is just a bug. Seems like a bug to me. And I don't know how to deal with it. Let's try one more time. Yeah, no, definitely. Okay, that's a little bit strange. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-enter this level and see if that fixes it, because I have an itchy ear. Because that's supposed to be down, or at least the wizard behind it is supposed to make it go up and down on a cycle, and he's definitely not doing that. So maybe that's just a bug, in which case I guess we're not 100%ing this game, because if I can't get through that gate, I can't complete this level. Which means that we can't get into the final level of the game. So I might have to get a no-clip cheat mod to just no-clip myself through that. Yeah, that probably exists, right? Maybe I'm giving the modders community a little bit too much credit here, because it seems like a fairly small community, and it's fairly recently released on PC, obviously, so there's still a little bit in the infancy and all that kind of good stuff, which I understand. I understand perfectly fine, to be honest. But it's still, you know, I expected a lot more to be out there already, and it's not like I'm playing this within the first week of release on PC, I don't think, at least. Because this was released on PC around the time that the Grand Prix for Spyro started in Crash Team Racing, right? Which nobody's playing Crash Team Racing anymore, because microtransactions are now in there, and... Well, at least I got something. Yeah, I don't understand this. I'm going to... I don't know what I'm going to do, to be honest. Not much I can do. I have to make it through that gate, but if you don't let me get through, there's nothing I can do. Realistically speaking. I guess I'm going to Google if anybody else has run into this issue. So what I read online is if I change my frame rate to 30... oh, that looks so much more choppy, but it does work. It does work. Apparently, just at 60 frames per second, it doesn't work for whatever freaking reason. Which is bad. Definitely is bad. Oh my god, that looks horrible. Let's go back to 60, like, right at... No, 1080, yes, and 60. Let's go back to that right away. Oh my god, the smoothness is real. It's not actually, it's still a little bit bad. It tends to stutter a little bit, and I don't know if that's coming through in the recording. Probably is, because I'm playing this with a frame limit of 60 frames. Recording in 60 frames, so in theory you should be able to tell. But hey, maybe that's just my my monitor frame timings not being that good. I don't know. Maybe the recording is doing fairly well. That's a possibility, and that's happened in the past, where obviously since I am playing this on my secondary monitor, which is not a very good monitor, there is some screen tearing, which obviously doesn't get registered in the recording. But sometimes also there are frame timing issues, where it feels like the frame rate is very choppy, but the frame rate itself is perfectly fine. It's just the frame timings of the monitor itself are a little bit off, which is not something that the recording software picks up, because the frame timings in a recording are just 1/60th of a second, and then on to the next frame you go. That's just how that shit is programmed. So sometimes things feel a little bit choppy to me, and then the video comes out and you watch it and you're like, no, actually that seems perfectly reasonable. Like, but that's not how it looked for me. I swear, that's not how it looked for me. For me, it was way more choppy. But maybe it actually is just choppy and you guys are seeing frame drops as well. I don't know. I never know. I'm always like second guessing myself with these kind of things. I would very much like to have Sparks back, is the thing, though. Because Sparks is kind of a helpful little thing. So if you could give me a Sparks, I would be absolutely ecstatic. Also, I forgot to take screenshots last episode for the layout. So maybe I'm gonna have to go through Beastmakers. But since I've already gone through Magic Crafters, I might not have to. That's what you get for not making a choice where to go. That's totally on me. I'll own up to that. That's on me. If I just had gone straight ahead to one or the other, I would have definitely made this one, as is evident by me making that jump. I might have also made the other one to... Wow, that active is running away fast. I might have also made the one to the pillar. I don't think I would have. There's a distinct possibility that I could have, is the thing. So maybe just this level in general, which isn't very friendly to your frame rate, because I feel like this level is just tanking my frame rate left, right and center, and then the 30 frames per second guy, which was like, no, you're actually playing at way too high a frame rate for me. I can't. I just can't. Just go down to 30 frame per second console peasant stuff. I don't actually know what frame rate this thing ran on the console. I imagine that on the PlayStation 4 Pro, which I played it on, it ran at 60, right? It must. Because I bought a PlayStation 4 Pro specifically for this game and Kingdom Hearts 3 to play them in the most refined form possible. Which means hopefully 60 FPS, which I think both of those games run at 60 on the Pro. You know where they would also run at 60? The PC. I would very much like a Kingdom Hearts PC port. All the Kingdom Hearts games are now on PS4. They're all in the HD remix. And then there's Kingdom Hearts 3, obviously, on the PS4. And also on the Xbox One, which is a Microsoft thing. Just get it on Steam. That's all I'm asking. Get Kingdom Hearts on Steam. I just want to be able to play it in like glorious HD on my PC and proper frame rate and have a modding community around it, because the Kingdom Hearts community is passionate. Very passionate. I would very much like to have a modding community around Kingdom Hearts, because that means that people would freaking add Keyblades, and even if it's just Keyblade skins, I would be so okay with that. And modding an ISO and playing it on an emulator is just... it's not very friendly to like a modding community. I would like a modding community around my favorite games. Some of my favorites anyway. And I know that not every single PC game has a modding community, and it probably, because it historically isn't a PC game, it would have a very bare bones modding community. Example right here, but that's going to do it for us today. It's a bit of a shorter episode, but I think that leaves us with just enough time to next episode do the entirety of Magic Crafters, which means that I just want to end an episode once with completing an entire homeworld, rather than next episode we're going to do one more level here and then 3 levels in the next one, which actually ended up being 2, but if you count a homeworld it's 3, and it's a whole thing. Until the next time, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. I am purely by accident standing on a stone, and wow, when Spyro sneezes, he actually burns the grass around him. It's not just when you use your grass attack. Well, it is green, I suppose, with this skin. So I'll see you all back next time, though. That was totally by accident as well. Bye! Just bye!